Okay, this is my audience.
Okay, most of you here today probably know somebody that has smoked marijuana, or that does smoke marijuana. Maybe some of you have even tried it, which wouldn't be surprising, because the National Institute on Drug Abuse says that marijuana is the most commonly used illicit drug. There are a lot of side effects to using marijuana that are physical, psychological, and reach into society as well. Some states have chosen to legalize it, others have not. So today we're going to talk about why it should not be legalized. We're going to talk about the physical effects on it, the psychological effects, and how it does affect society. So first, let's start with the physical effects of marijuana. The most common, of course, are impaired mobility, dizziness, difficulty walking, bloodshot eyes. It's irritating to the lungs. People that smoke marijuana have more frequent lung infections, coughs, things that cigarette smokers typically get. There is also an increase in the heart rate that exists for about an hour after you smoke it. It can put you at increased risk of a heart attack during that time. Long-term use, studies have shown there's reduced connectivity in the areas of the brain that affect memory and learning. Those are mostly in people that start young in their use and smoke it over a long period of time. There have also been studies, one shown in the New England Journal of Medicine, that shows a loss of, on average, 8 IQ points between the ages of 13 and 38 for people that smoke marijuana consistently through that period of time in their life. And if they stop at that point, they don't get all that IQ back. It's not restored. All right, so we're going to talk about the psychological effects of using the drug now. Impaired perception and motor skills. These are most dangerous when we talk about people who will get behind the wheel of a car and smoke after, get behind the wheel of a car and drive after they've smoked. So it doesn't only affect them, it affects the people that are driving around them as well. It can cause accidents, which can cause, obviously, damage to people and death. Difficulty thinking and problem solving is a big one with smoking marijuana. It affects work and school performance. It's been associated with an increased rate of dropping out of school, increased absences and tardiness, not just for kids who are in school, but also for adults that smoke it. Increased workers' compensation claims for people that smoke and then go and try to do their job. And an increase in job turnover, which means people will lose their job, maybe because they've been abusing the drug, they have to hire a new person on. It has long-term effects on not just the people who smoke it, but the people outside of them. There's also impaired judgment, which can lead to risky behaviors, sexual and otherwise. If people aren't in their right mind when they're, out at parties or in other places, they can just make bad decisions that they wouldn't make if they weren't under the influence of marijuana. It also has a decrease in short-term memory. Actually, one of the biggest side effects of this is addiction, and it's contrary to popular opinion, because I know a lot of you have been taught that it's not addictive. That is not correct. It is addictive. There is a study, again in the National Institute of Drug Abuse, that says 9% of users become addicted. That number goes up if they start young and they use every day. Okay, so let's talk about now that we know all the physical and psychological damage that can come from smoking this drug, let's talk about legalization. It's kind of contradictory, the information that I found. Federally, marijuana is illegal. However, states are passing it as a legal drug. There are 21 states right now that have it legalized for medical use, mainly as painkiller. 2 states within the past year or so have legalized it for recreational use. Those states are Colorado and Washington. And a lot of other states are looking into legalizing it. So now that we talked about all of that information, I would have to pose a question. Why would we legalize something that causes harm? There is no positive to this. If you have damage to your physical being, you have damage psychologically, and you can hurt people around you, then why would we make it legal? If you want more information on the topic, you can go online to www.drugabuse.gov. Thank you.